Welcome to the second training video. My name is David Clark. In this video, Cabello continues to discuss the document and its scientific application. This is the first part of the document science. This table illustrates 4 different people planning their eating plans. Opening a card starts from the moment you begin thinking about what to eat, while closing a card occurs when you finish to eat and decide that you will no longer eat or add anything at that preferential eating time. We have what we call a time clock and a meal swipe event. The time Cabello uses his method to trace food thoughts from the moment you start thinking about food to the time you finish eating, tracking that duration from 0 to 20 minutes. Now, let's go to the last page of document 1. There are verification questions before you make your final decisions about eating until you finish. The first question we want you to consider before you minimax your eating is, do you want to achieve paused full satiety? Or do you prefer to achieve paused low satiety after you eat? In document 1 and on the website, Cabello discusses this aspect in detail. Now that you have decided to minimax, meaning you have chosen to eat, Cabello's method gives your mind the freedom to think about any food and list it within a 0 to 20 minute period, which we describe as a meal swipe event. What is your approach during this exciting 20 minutes of decision-making and eating activity? Very interesting. Now we need to go back to document 1, specifically the last 2 pages 7 and 8, where you will find verification questions. This is a process you should get used to on a daily basis. If you choose to minimax by selecting only the Maxi card, which allows you to include more than 4 food item groups, the verification question asks, is there a necessity to add more food group items during a meal swipe event? Meaning during the preferential time zone you decided to eat? If the answer is yes, Cabello's application method has no problem with that. After reading document 1, you'll be able to understand and differentiate between paused full satiety and paused low satiety. While we are still on the document, learn about the 2 types of eating excitement, moods and desires, and 2 types of hunger satiety satisfaction, which we already touched. Learn about what Cabello describes as the desire gap and false hunger alert. The verification questions that arise before making final decisions to eat are crucial for measuring the level of false hunger alert. Active time refers to when you make decisions about food and eating. Cabello labels this as the meal swipe event. The inactive time is when you are no longer eating after reaching satisfaction. Cabello describes this as the desire gap time. During this period, people can still think about food even if they have not reached the final decision to eat. Can you evaluate? How long has it been since you last ate? When was your last meal? Keep in mind that the verification questions aim to measure the capacity level related to false hunger alert. We have what we call the shortest and longest desire gap time, or DGT. Now, let's look at this example. Mrs. Laura Smith had a meal swipe at around 7 a.m., which is her action 1, and shortly afterward, she took her second action at around 8 p.m. This is an example of 2 R cards consumed within the shortest DGT. According to Cabello's application, we are not saying it's wrong or right. Now, let's say Mrs. Laura Smith's action 2 was scheduled around 8:30 a.m., which we would refer to as the longest DGT. Any action or meal swipe event taken less than 1 hour and 30 minutes after the previous meal would fall within what Cabello describes as the shortest DGT, and any action or meal swipe event taken more than 1 hour and 30 minutes after the previous meal event would fall within what Cabello describes as the longest DGT. This video guides you to understand the relationship between desire gap and false hunger alert. Thank you.